What up, fellas? We are going to go live tonight, and I've got some fun stuff to talk about. I had a conversation with a young gentleman last night, and I'm going to hit on some things that we talked about, and I want to hit on some things that of a little bit of strategy. Like I say, I had a young gentleman. He messaged me last night, and I set up, and I'll probably chit-chat back and forth to him for about 45 minutes on Messenger. And I don't always do that, but sometimes I feel like I'm going to I just want to help him out, and that's what my goal is. So that is what we want to hit on tonight. Good evening, everyone. We got MTH, and we got Big Rob from Jersey. We got Pink Robin from Florida. We got Wild West from Texas. And we are going to hit on some different things. Now, why do I want to hit on this? Because I feel like I talk a lot about growing a business, and I'm going to show you what happens when you listen to things. We got Benjamin in the house. We got Zerny in the house. And so this is what I want to hit on. So, I always teach that you got to be consistent, prolific, and relentless. And I think a lot of times people don't get what I mean by that. And, I see some people start being successful a little bit, and then they quit. And then, they want to do something else. They want to jump on this bandwagon because this guru said to do this. And then they want to go jump on this bandwagon because this guru said that. And when you find something that starts working, don't let off of that nail. Keep pounding that nail. Keep pounding that nail as much as you can. And the reason why I say that is, a lot of times people think that this is rocket science and, it's just too hard. And, it is hard to run a business. I'm not going to lie. It is very hard to run a business. This isn't something that I will say is easy. You will be ready to pull your hair out by the time of the day. And I've got mud all over me. I did some manual work today. And it's not what I'm used to, so I'm kind of sore. We had to put a sub pump in at my rental house, and so got a little dirty. But getting back on track, there's things that we have to do to keep going. A lot of times we see people and they be successful and, hey, they're doing this and that and that. And so this is what I want you to see. So I taught a class in my Marketing Mondays, which if you're not doing my Marketing Mondays, how long did it take to make your first 100,000? That's a good question because I'm going to answer that one real quick right here of other people that have done that. And so I want to hit on some things that what makes people successful, but I also want to hit on the magic, of you can't do this, that kind of stuff. You need this equipment, you need this website, you need this, and this. And a lot of times it's not all about that at the end of the day. So I started teaching my Marketing Mondays I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 months now, and I started doing Facebook. I wasn't really doing a lot of Facebook before this. I don't really like doing Facebook, but this is something that I did, and I started doing this through my classes on Marketing Monday. Every Monday night is pretty much a mastermind of learning how to do marketing with everybody in there. Not learning how to do it, but, sharpening our knives to make sure that we're ready to go. And so I posted this question. This was actually posted on my pressure washing help training page. I just reposted it to my personal page. And if you all are friends with me, I always appreciate a like or comment on any of these stuff. But this one really took off. This one here really took off. And I was kind of shocked. It had 45 comments. You can see we got 45 comments here. 17 likes, and I was really shocked. But Kelton first put up here his first year he working part-time, he did 24,000. Second year he did 161,000, hoping to double to triple that. And so there is a great right there is one young fella. We got Alexander here. Alexander, his first year he did 17,000. His second year he did 160. His third year he did 340, and his goal is $700,000 in 2022, which is amazing. That is awesome and amazing. And so we had some other people here. And so the question is, what did you do? And he put, I started to believe in myself. I put my company above myself. I knew my why. And a lot of times, I love this right here, because a lot of times people don't know their why. And if you don't know your why, it's going to be really hard to grow. It's going to be really hard to get to the next level. And if you don't know your why, that is something that is very important, of knowing why. Why do you want to start and grow a pressure washing business? Why? What is your why? And so that is very important. Tyler here did $85,000. Me part-time, just 2 days a week. 2 days a week and hit $85,000. Now, Vincent here, I kind of went down that path. Again, Scott, 30,000, 160. Second full year, 275. Third full year, 450 to 500,000. Awesome, awesome, awesome. 100,000 was easier than I thought. The problem is when you reach 100, you realize you need 300, and that can be true. First year, 100,000 with a 4 gallon a minute. A lot of times you hear people, "Oh, you can't make that. You got to make more than that." And so I wanted to hit on this. I made $45,000 in 2021, keeping in mind I have a full-time job during the week and only work on Saturdays. So I did 52 days and I made $45,000. I always say, and people say, "Well, you can't do that." I always say that, you can do $1,000 a day. There is times it is possible. It is definitely possible. And somebody did answer one of the questions, and it drives me nuts. This is one of the things that drives Jason bonkers, is where are you doing it at? Because in my location, you can't make that. My location, you can't do that. It's not possible here. And if you believe that, you're right. You're probably never going to do it, because it goes back to our why. It goes back to not just our why, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're probably right. You're probably right. It's not going to happen. And I hate to say that, but it's true. The more people I see that don't believe in themselves is the thing that kills people the most. That's someone who will never do it. And you're right, Benjamin. This is something that, who posted this? I need to find this and where. I posted this on Pressure Wash Health. And so I wanted to hit on this because you have to start believing in yourself. You can do it. Benjamin here. Benjamin is killing it. He has done it. He's doing it. And he's not spending thousands of dollars, tens of $20,000 in AdWords and marketing. He's done it through, being prolific, being relentless with Facebook and LinkedIn. He's been one of my competitors from when I started. When he started 5 years ago, I was one of his competitors. But he has always been relentless, prolific, and consistent with Facebook. He's always been that. That is something that I had never been able to get a lot of business off of. But he had started and grown his business off of Facebook. In the last 2 years, or last year, I'm pretty sure last year, I don't know if it was 2 or last year, he went all in on LinkedIn. And you know what happened when he went all in on LinkedIn? He blew up. He blew up because he's consistent, he's relentless, and he's prolific about it. He posts 2 to 3, 4 times every week commenting on other people's stuff, and that's how he has grown his business. That is what you have to do to grow a business. A lot of people think there's this magic pill that you can just, do this hoop-da magic and it's going to come. And that's not the case, guys. It's about being prolific, relentless, and consistent. Finding that nail and driving that nail till it don't drive no more. Suck everything out of it that you can. That is what you got to do. If you start growing your business through signs, then don't stop. Keep doing it. If you started growing your business by putting out door hangers, don't stop. Keep doing it. Figure out how to do more of it. If you only put out 100 signs last year and it brought you in 10 grand, figure out how to put in another 20, figure out how to put 500 signs out. There's your 100 grand. And it's really that's what you have to do. You have to be consistent, prolific, and relentless. Those are the 3 things you have to do, because if you don't, it won't happen. Because here's the thing about it. If you think that somebody else is going to believe in it and you're going to do it, it's not going to happen. So there was a guy, Anthony contacted me last night, and he's in Del Mar, Maryland. And I know somebody else that's real close to Del Mar, Maryland. And, he could be one that, I can't get those high prices because that other, I can't even think of his name. I can see his face. I can't think of his name. Clean Power Wash is in my area. He could say that. Well, Benjamin could have said the same thing. Benjamin could have said, well, I can't start a pressure washing business because Pressure Wash Cincinnati's here and they're doing $500,000 to $1 million every year. Well, I can't start a business here. But he didn't. And so Anthony shouldn't do that either. Because you know what? That means there's people out there that are charging a lot, and you can charge a lot too. And that's what you got to do. And so Anthony was asking me last night about how he had done $16,000 last year. And he was happy with it, but he wasn't real happy with it. And, his why is he wants to get off of the truck of he helps people move furniture and stuff. And so he wants to get off the truck. And so Anthony was asking me, what do I need to do to get off the truck? What do I need to do to get to the next level? What do I need to do? His goal this year is $80,000. Well, the first thing, if you contact me, you better have your stuff ready, because I'm going to ask you all the financial questions. I'm going to ask you personal questions that ain't always easy to answer. But I'm going to ask it because I want to know if you are willing to be open with me. That's what I'm really wanting to know. Are you willing to be open with me? Because, it's not always easy. When we go get a coach, we go get a mentor, you got to open up. You got to shine the good and you got to shine the bad. And that's just something that you have to do so that you can grow. Because if you're not willing to allow another person in, then that's an issue. And so this is some things that I would highly recommend that you do here. So for instance, Thumbtack, he put out Thumbtack. He said he put out about 120 yard signs, business cards, all of that kind of stuff. And so the reason why I was asking him about that, because I wanted to know what he did. I want to know what you did. I want to know how you got to that 16,000. Because if I can see something that you did that works to get you to 16,000, then obviously if we can 10x that, now we can get you to 160,000, right? Because if we know this works, then we just got to 10x it. And that's what we really have to do when we are thinking about growing our business, is how do we 10x our stuff at the end of the day? And so I want you to know that if you want to do it, he was saying he got a website. Well, I'm just going to tell you something. Benjamin, then here, Donovan, I've had him on several times. I'll have him on some more. Donovan, they never had a good website till just recently. And even if you get a website, that don't always mean a whole lot, because it's not going to rank probably, and you're going to pay a whole lot of money in SEO to get it to start ranking, and it's not really worth it. And so one thing that I told him he needed to do is work on his Google My Business or Google profile. He only had like 5 reviews, and he didn't have, he had his 100 pictures up, but he only had about 5 reviews. And I'm like, you got to work on yours 5. You got to get, your goal this year needs to be 50 5-star reviews this year. That's what your goal needs to be, is to get 50 5-star reviews. I'm like, you need to work on that. Is the hardest thing you can do, is to try to work on getting those 5-star reviews, because they're that important. And then the next thing, I'm like, you got to start doing your Google posts, because that is called a lot of local search, and that's where you really want to push. You really want to push for your local search, because if you can push your local search, then that is definitely what you need to do. So with that, what I want you to do this summer or this spring is go out there, and what you need to do now, if you haven't already, is if you're getting ready to start a business, get started. That's what I want you to know. You need to get started with your marketing. You need to get started with all of the stuff you need to do for that, because that is what is the most important thing at the end of the day. Can you maintain a Google My Business without a website? If so, yes, you can. It's not as easy as it used to be, Ron, but if you can get your business, you can actually use the Google My Business website through Google Profile. How do you recommend getting reviews? That is an amazing, awesome question. Ask. 10x it. Ask and 10x it. Ask 10 times. And you might think I'm crazy of saying that, but I'm not. So we're going to ask when we first get the phone call. We're going to let them know that, hey, our goal is to, my goal is to make you so happy at the end of this service that you want to give us a 5-star review. And then once we get there to the job, I'm going to ask again when I first knock on the door. And at the end of my spiel, I'm going to be like, I want you to be so happy that you want to give me a 5-star review. And then at the end of the job, we're going to walk them around, and we're going to ask again, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give me a 5-star review right now? And if they say no, then all right, here's where I'm going to send you a link, and this is where we're doing it. So I asked when they called, I asked when we got there, I asked when we did it, and now I'm going to ask with a text. I'm going to ask with 3 or 4 emails. Now I just asked 10 times. 10 times I just asked for this Google My Business, or for my review. That is how important it is. Website is important, but not as important as EMP. And what I would really say, and I agree with that, but I would also agree that a website really does help our Google My Business. A website they link together, and they do really well. Christmas light reviews are always so much more jolly. I like them. It's so simple, but so profound. And really, what it's really about is being consistent, being prolific, and being relentless. We have to be consistent in asking for that 5-star review. We have to be prolific, that we ask over and over and over. And we have to be relentless that we get that 5-star review. And I really do mean we have to be relentless. We can't just ask one time and be like, well, they said no, I can't give a 5-star review. Nope, I can't do it. And it comes back to knowing your customer journey. I'm really wanting to push. I'm pushing hard for this customer journey. The more I I study this stuff, and the more I see guys out in the field and doing what they're doing, the more I watch it. The customer journey, and I just read a book, Never Lose a Customer, which is a really good book. And it's all about the customer experience. If we can make that customer experience so amazing that they will never forget us again. And that's what we need it to be. That's what we need our business, so that we can ask for that 5-star review, and we just go down that road and we give them the best experience that they don't want to. They want to give us a 5-star review because they know that it helps us that much. The problem with Google reviews is if the customer doesn't have a Google account or a Gmail account, they can't leave a review. I've had many customers who can't leave a review for that. So here's what I'm going to tell you the next thing. Then we want other places. Google's not the only place we want reviews. We want reviews on all third-party stuff too. And and I know a lot of people don't use Yelp, but it is a good thing to have that page set up and pointing toward your Google My Business. And it is a good thing to get your Google My Business set up with that. And it is a good thing to get reviews from Yelp and Facebook and other third-party stuff, because Google also sees those reviews coming into your business too. So it is not a bad thing that if they cannot give you a review on Gmail, they can give you a review on Yelp or anything. And so what I would tell them is well, you have a Facebook? Well, I'll send you my link and you can give me a review on my Facebook. I want to do my first job. How could I ask my neighbors and seal the deal? Ask, obviously, and be confident. I know you're just starting out, but you got to be confident. And it don't matter if you're just starting out or if you've been in business for 10 years. If you're not confident, you're not going to be closing many deals. You got to be confident in your stuff. Never Lose a Customer Again. That is the book that I highly recommend. It's a great book talking about the customer journey. The way things are going, if you're not focused on the customer experience, you're not going to last. Every business is doing this at every level. Chick-fil-A is a great example. Yep. Most of the people are elderly. This year is getting relaunched, and I'm filming 15-second video reviews to post. And that's another thing you can do. If they don't film in fact, that can go a long ways. That can actually be better, because if you do a 15-30 second video review, you can put that on your website. You can put that on the Google My Business as a video. You can put that in Facebook. You can do it on everywhere at that point. You can do it on LinkedIn, post that video on LinkedIn. You can post that video everywhere. Bing, Apple users use Yelp to post reviews on listing. Yep. What do you think about Sell or Be Sold book? I'm currently reading. It's a good book. I like the 10X book of Grant's. They're all good books. You just got to take action when you're reading them. Let's see. Great information as always. Can you clean a typical driveway? Oil spots with cold water machine degrees are recommended. Yes, you can. The stain is probably still going to be there. Even if you have hot water, you may pull a lot of it, but we'll pull the oil, but we're not always going to get the stain out. I've used all kinds of different degreasers and stuff, and I've used Purple Power. I've used the Zep, and honestly, a lot of times I went back to Purple Power. I've used EBC. I've used them all. U.S. cleaning industry is $35 billion per year. All I want is my piece of the pie. Amen to that. I'm still thinking of a business name. Don't overthink it. One thing I would tell you, if you're trying to get your site to rank and that kind of thing to rank, obviously I would have pressure washing in it, and I would even put the city in it, and I would push that. I know that used to kind of be a black hat trick. It still is a little bit of a black hat trick, but If you look up on anything on Google and you search anything for pressure washing, it's going to probably have pressure washing in the word. And yeah, customers really don't care about the name. What's closing rate do you aim for? 50 to 60% is where I would want you to get your close rate. If you're at 50%, I know some guys that are very successful, done 200,000, and their close rate's in the 30%. If your average ticket is high and the higher you can get, you don't need a high closing rate. In fact, if you have a high closing rate, that means you're too cheap. And so I would recommend, most people that I know are probably around 40 to 50%, and they'll have an average ticket of, $700 to $1,000, $600 to $1,000, and their close rate will be 40 to 50%. So your close rate ain't real good, but that means you got to get more leads. And how do you get more leads? Do more marketing, not buy bigger equipment. Bigger equipment isn't going to get you more leads. You got to have more leads to get better equipment. And so you got to get more leads so you can get more jobs. And, if the equipment you got and if you can do 3 jobs a day, that's all you need. If you can hammer that out, get you 3 jobs at an average of $700 a day, you're doing amazing. Even if you can do 3 jobs a day and your average is $500 at $1,500, that's what you want. That's where you need to be at. What other? And you all can ask any questions tonight. I'll answer anything that you all throw out there. Should I start with a hot water system? No, you don't need it. As a starter machine, I would like to go straight into cleaning commercial trucks. Then yes, you will need a hot water unit if you're going to do truck cleaning. It will help with truck cleaning. But if you're just going to do house washing, roof cleaning, concrete cleaning, you don't need a hot water unit. What made you want to sell your business? If you don't mind me asking, I had a business partner that wanted out. That's what happened. Evening, Jason. I'm now operating under a new trade name, Splendor Clean Services. I have switched to all exterior cleaning. What a help since last year. Awesome. I'm currently looking to use Cleansall BC to wash a metal roof. One of the right EcoChem products. Yeah, you can. If it's just got mold on it, you can just use a house wash mix. I set my GMB up in October and it was pulled down in December. Said it violates the terms. I've changed and revised, but I still get no response. Thinking about marking a whole new way. Yeah. Google has made it hard to get your Google profile, Google My Business. In the years past, it was super simple, real easy, not real hard to do at all. Now, I actually was in one of the Google My Business groups, and they were saying that you really almost need to have a website. You need citations of other websites pointing to you, and that is what you're going to have to do to get set up for your Google My Business. What's the best method for gum removal? Heat. You got to have heat for gum removal. You got to have heat because it's got to emulsify that gum to release it, and then that's how that goes. What form of paid advertisement would you choose? You could only choose one besides yard signs. I would choose Google AdWords. Now, with that said, I've known a lot of people not have as much success with Google AdWords, but I like Google AdWords. I think there's a lot of people use their phone, and a lot of people use their phone, and a lot of people are going to use Google AdWords. They're going to click them first 4 ads, or the ad in there, and I would spend, if I was wanting to grow a business to get to the next level, I would be spending, I was spending $1,000 per truck. And I was 3 to 4 trucks. So I was spending anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a month in AdWords. And they were keeping them busy. And, if I'm spending that much, I'm getting a pretty good return back on it. Anyone else going to Stainless Steel Expert event February 24th, 26th? Jason, since your partner wanted out, was there personal and business goals you feel you missed out on? No, because one of my business goals was to do $1 million. And I honestly, now that I do what I do now, I love what I do now. I love helping people. I love helping people grow their business. It's like last night I had a person, message me, and just to be able to help people change your life is way more than me running a pressure washing business. I just enjoy that way better. It's one of the things that I just enjoy a lot better. When you talk about these income numbers, I assume you are talking gross. What is the average percent of net income on a $100,000 business? You should be. So, do you want the political correct answer, or do you want the other answer here? I would say this is something that I would say that you got to remember, when you own a business, when you own a business, and especially if you're a one-man truck, if you're a one-man band, you're going to bring in a lot more money than when you start. When you're a one-man band, you're going to be the most profitable at that point. Now, if something happens to you, you are going to be the least profitable because you're going to be out of business. And so with that, you can pull in 40 to 50%. Even a little bit more, because you got to remember that if I own a business, my cell phone, I'm not paying for my cell phone no more. That's part of the business expense. I'm not paying gas. That's part of my business expense. I'm not paying for a lot of things, because a lot of those things I'm going to run through my business. So at the end of the year, as making money, I'm not going to show that I'm making as much money, because I don't want to pay taxes on a lot of that money. So a lot of that money is going to be through that. Maybe I'm putting away $10,000 in an IRA or something along those lines for my future. So then that way, that's going to bring down my money there too also. And so those are some things about when you're running a business. Now, once you start getting more employees and you start doing more of that, then that number is going to come down. But usually you're going to be about, and it depends, because if you are still working in your business, then obviously that's going to change difference of how much you're making versus if you're not in your business. And so those are some things that, kind of go back and forth on it. What is a good rust remover for concrete and also stuck on houses? You got EcoChem is a good one. Rust Remover Plus, F9, Bark F9. They're all good. One man show of marketing dialed in can to out 150,000, but don't ask me about pricing, cost, or business questions in general. Will before and after pictures cause Facebook to restrict ads? It shouldn't. The roof is 60 by 30, and I'm quoting $375. You need to raise your freaking prices. It's not much to clean some mildew. You need to raise I wouldn't be cleaning a roof for under $600. It's too many risks. You falling off the ladder, all that stuff. If it's just mildew and it's a house wash, I'd still charge $600. All I see, I had a barber shop with no website and the GMB was up for 7 years. Really? And it got taken down? Somebody must have flagged you or something. What are 10 ways that I can get reoccurring cleaning contracts? You do window cleaning, you do gutter cleaning. Them are some ways. Restaurants, if you want to go down that route, doing restaurant cleaning, dumpster pads, that kind of stuff. That's kind of your reoccurring ones. It took me about a month talking to someone in Google My Business forum, but finally got it set up. What a pain in the butt. What I would tell you is don't, and this is for anybody. If you get your Google profile set up, do not change that thing. Because it can get taken. If you change your name, you change the phone number, you change the address, it can be a whole problem. Yeah, I would have raised my prices on that one, Jan. Guess not. I stopped using Google Ads for now and using yard sign referrals instead. I wasn't receiving enough return. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. I want to get into roofs. What's a good video or person to learn from? I want to build my own setup. I did a video on this one of how to build I actually got a couple videos out there on this. But I did a video and it basically you can modify that video that I did of, let's see, how to set up roof cleaning for $500. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Here it is right here. I'm on.
Are you a home?
Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. Share. I'll put the link in the bio out here. Paste. There you go. There's the roof pump. People are spending stupid money on Facebook ads. Yep. One man band here. Just recently, I found your channel. I have a home service company that I'm currently swapping around to start pressure washing. Any opinions on the Predator 4.2 commercial pressure washer? I'm not a big fan of the Predator. I've had some that lasted 2 years. I've had some that lasted 2 months. I've had DJ last year had one that lasted 2 weeks. I mean, if I'm going to buy one, I want one that I don't have to worry about starting every time. I know that people have put out that video about that one and you can do it cheap. But just remember that cheap ain't always cheap if you are in the middle of a job and it breaks down. That's just part of it. I've had very good success with the Hondas. I like the Hondas, and that's just something. And a 4.2 gallon, if you're going to spend that kind of money on a 4.2 gallon, you know, you can get a 5.5 for about $15 to $2,000, and I would highly recommend that over the 4 gallon all day long. You might think that 5.5 ain't that much of a difference. It'll knock off 20 to 30 minutes per job, being at that point. So it definitely has a big difference in your time. What's the best way to get pressure washing jobs just starting out? Honestly, this right here. Go get you $350. You can go to moneybushes.com, and this is I know people that's made $100,000, over $100,000 off of good old yard signs. Yard signs are, I would about say, I've seen the best on return for yard signs for what they are. I love yard signs. Keep them simple. Pressure washing and phone number. That's all you need. You don't have to put 2 different colors. Pressure washing and phone number. That's all you need. Are the Briggs and Stratton? They're okay. Touch on truck equipment security. My whole truck was stolen December 3rd. Well, that sucks. I'm coming back stronger, but it hurts bad. I had 2 washes scheduled and actually used a pump sprayer and a garden hoses on adapt and overcome, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Adapt and overcome. And that sucks. Your truck got stolen, dude. So some things I would tell you to do is this right here. Track mow or do some type of tracking stuff on your equipment. If you have a trailer, you can put this on your trailer, hook it into the battery system, something like that. I had this on here. It did a couple things. I would even maybe do the cameras. That way you could do the cameras right in the middle of the truck, especially if you have employees. It can track a lot of times the speed. It can tell them, it'll send you alert if they're doing, you can set it that, hey, if they're going over 75 miles an hour, it'll send you an alert that, hey, it's doing that. Honestly, I do like the dash cams. That way it does a couple things. When somebody does start it, a lot of times it's going to take that picture, it's going to do a video, different things along those lines. And then, like I say, if you have a trailer, I had this in the back of my trailer, so then that way, because it's not very big, I mean, and this is an older one, I don't know if they still have this model or not, but it's definitely worth the money that you're going to spend. I mean, this thing is tiny. You know, this is how big it is. It's very small, so it's not like some big conglomerate thing that's somebody's going to be able to know that you're tracking it. So I would recommend that. Obviously, don't, if you're in a bad crime place or bad stealing place, rent a garage, which I know that's not always easy, and to do that. But, I would put trackers on it. I had trackers on all my vehicles. So then that way, it did cost me, but it's worth it in the end. Hit the like button. Thanks for answering my questions. Joey, I did 191,000 and I spent a lot of money last year based on my growth goals, equipment, marketing, etc. I profited 65,000. Next year I have 34,000 booked. That will be 100% profit. He was a forklift driver. You can do it. I'm expecting 50%. Sorry I'm late. I just got finished watching Dave's Ramsey Builds Wealth Live. Yep, I got beat on a roof cleaning prices all day. They can have it. Even the customer knows they're not insured. Yeah, raise your prices, man. Raise them. People will pay. Thanks for the super chat. A 5-star review and Facebook ad. Not a Facebook ad. You can, on your business page is what your 5-star review will be on Facebook. Do Facebook ads for work getting pressure cleaning jobs? They can if they're ran by the right people, or you know how to run them right. Is how I'm going to believe that. And I'll just say that, actually I ain't even going to say that. I'll just keep my mouth shut. I'll say that I don't recommend anybody that I know of running Facebook ads right now in the industry that I know that has had great success with it. I've had the best luck with yard signs, referrals, and door-to-door. 2 if 10 houses want it washed. I go to the nicer houses, not dirty ones. This right here is bingo. I see a lot of people, and in fact, the guy that I was helping yesterday, he had a lot of before and afters of really dirty stuff. And he only had one picture of a house that had his yard sign that was a nice house. And he was taking the picture because of his sign, not because of the house. And I think a lot of people fail at this because we go into a neighborhood and we see dirty houses and we think, oh my God, this must be my customer. No, they're not your customer. Because if every house down the road is nasty dirty, that means they don't give a rat's tail. I want to go to the houses that are clean because they keep it clean. That's how they stay clean. Those are the customers I want. I don't want the nasty, dirty houses. The nasty, dirty houses aren't going to pay you. That's just, I would say that's probably 90% of the people that have the dirty, nasty houses and the whole neighborhood is dirty and nasty. They're dirty and nasty for a reason, because they don't care about their house or they don't have the money to clean their house. I want to go into the clean houses. DJ had one this year. Mike, my buddy down in Lexington, had one this year. Mike's been cleaning houses since before I have. He's been pressure washing before I even started. So he started around 2009. And he's like, Jason, this house looked like I just cleaned it last week. It was so clean. And I was almost embarrassed not to charge. The dude walked out and like, man, that's amazing. This looks amazing. This thing looks so clean. And Mike's like, okay, if you're happy with it, so be it. You know, because those are the houses we want. We want people that clean houses. We don't want the dirty houses. You know, I go to the nicer houses, not the dirty ones. If you don't listen to nothing else I say, listen to that last line right here. I go to the nicer houses, not the dirty ones. That right there is gold for you. That's your gold nugget tonight. That right there is worth $100,000. Those couple little words is the biggest thing of gold. I go to the nicer houses, not the dirty ones. I see a lot of people that are starting their pressure washing business on a website that has trailers that are dirty, nasty. They have amazing before and after pictures. That's not what your customer looks. That's not who your customer is. That is definitely not your customer. Your customer lives in a $300,000 house and it looks clean and it's got a few dirty cobwebs. That is your customer. You're in the $500,000. You're in the $750,000 houses. That the houses are clean and they just need a little shining up. Those are your customers, not the dirty ones. The dirty houses are not paying. And if you want to give me a thumbs up for that, I appreciate it, especially for the jackleg that just gave me the thumbs down. I'm looking forward to meeting in February for the bit rig build. Awesome. If you need low hour equipment for a great price, the market will be flooded in February come June. Yep. Is a 4,000 4 GPM general pump a good all-around pressure washing pump? It can be a great starter. If you're going to be at about $1,500 for that, I would recommend you to get the 5.5 gallon pressure washer. You're only going to be at about 2,500 or 2,000 psi, but it's not about psi. Psi does not clean. The gallons per minute is what's going to clean your stuff. Psi is just going to destroy stuff. PSI is it's going to destroy your house. You don't clean with pressure. We clean with volume. And the more volume we got, the faster we can clean. Because we use chemicals. And when we use chemicals to clean, that is what we need. I thought about a Predator build and ended up buying a duplicate Honda so that all the parts are matchy. I'm thinking about adding window cleaning to my business, but I'm lost on how to charge. I'm thinking. So I added window cleaning for exterior only window cleaning. I don't like going into houses, and that's a whole nother mess. And so exterior window cleaning, and I started out, I was part of my packages, and that was my, $125 was like a little house, and then I went up from there. And most of the time, window cleaning is only going to take you about 20, 30 minutes, so it goes pretty quickly. I love my 5.5 machines. Put up 8 signs today in between jobs. Nice. Need 360-degree dash cam, bro. Yep. Is there a 5+ machine you recommend? There's a couple of them out there. I know Russ Johnson sells them at Southside Equipment. There's a couple of them out there. There's, as long as it's got the Honda on it, it'll have the Honda 390 on it, and it'll have that. They're all the same at the end of the day. Money bushes. One sign I made $17,000 on it. It's right in front of a new Costco. Man, 417, you have come up with all kinds of gold tonight, because I'm going to run another rant on this comment here. You never know how much one sign is worth. You never know how much one business card is worth. You never know how much one picture's worth. That's why you got to put them out. That's why you got to give them out. I've got a guy that has made over $500,000 off of one business card. $500,000, $250,000 off of one business card. That's why when I talk about being prolific and relentless and consistent, that's what I'm talking about. We don't know what one Facebook, even Google AdWords, for instance, Google AdWords, it could be expensive. But what if that one customer that paid $25 to get the lead, and he gives us $300,000 worth of work because we did excellent work, and he had a big business, or he had whatever. And so with marketing, it really is being consistent, prolific, and relentless. One sign making $17,000 off of one sign. What if he didn't put that one sign out because he got tired and he didn't want to put it out because, man, I've been working all day and I don't want to go put this sign out. I hate putting signs out. I'm scared of putting signs out. Somebody might see me. Somebody might see me if I put a sign out, and I don't want to be seen. $17,000, would you be willing to go put that sign out for $17,000 and be seen for $17,000? I think it's worth to put that one sign out for $17,000. Any tips on interior parking garage cleaning? Thanks for the help. It takes a lot. You better have 8-gallon-a-minute machines. You need some flow. I've done several. It just takes time. If you can have a guy rinsing is while you're cleaning, that helps. What I did is I went and took the greaser on all the oil spots before I started, rubbed them in, and then that way by the time I come back, it would come up. I've watched Jason for over a year. Then I asked him to build me a rig, and he did an amazing job. And because of him, I made $11,000 in one job, took 15 hours, all because of his big head. Yep. I'm on it now. The cams are good, but it's good to be in the truck. I always remove my fuel pump relay to keep my truck from getting stolen. Yeah, that's one way. I like the camera ideals. That started recording the outside movement too. Some of them will. Tweakers here in Missouri are relentless. Super cheap. Great idea. Samsung smart tags, put them in Ziploc bags. Have you ever got ice steamer work? Just did my first hospital oxygen gas vaporized job yesterday. I made a minimum progress with my hot water unit, and now I'm looking into the steamer for de-icing. I have not done it, but Fred Zimmerman has done quite a bit of it. I don't know if you know who he is or not. He's in Christmas Lights, but he also is a half owner or something with a steamer. And his buddy, they've done quite a bit of the steaming work. I've never done it. Do you have any classes going on near Delaware in the future? I will probably have one up in Fredericksburg, Virginia. That'll probably be the closest one I have up there, or Raleigh. Are you in Springfield? If I have an 80% close rate, should I raise my prices? Yes, you should raise your prices. Yes, you should. Keith, yes, sir. Ozarks just south of Springfield. I'm in Harris. Just getting started. I heard TikTok ads is way to go, but who knows? I've actually got a guy that is pushing them pretty hard. You do have to be able to be in one of the areas that doing it. I know that the TikTok ads are pretty cheap right now, and so it is a way to be able to do it. Mine showing me your yard sign again. Again, this one's got two colors. It ain't the best that I like. Normally, I just do pressure washing and a big phone number. These are your two important parts. Don't do this one here. This is a no-no. House washing. Remove green from siding. Darkening concrete and gutters. Green on wood siding. Rooftop black staining. And a little bitty phone number. You can't even see this from your truck there. So don't do that one. I go to clean houses because you said so, Jason. It clicked with me. Well, that's awesome, dude. For me, I figured out that if I spend $200 on Facebook ads, it will get me 2 jobs. My average ticket is $650. In my opinion, Facebook ad worked, but not as good as yard signs and Google My Business. I would agree with that. I want the $99 house job in the ghetto. No, you don't. You just want to go see the wife that's living there. Their slobs are broke. And I can say that about Al because I like Al, and Al gives me a hard time. Yep, $500 house wash and felt like I robbed the lady. Clean before I got there, no difference after I left, still clean, and she was probably happy and gave you a 5-star review. Same thing with detailing. If we always post dirty cars, we're going to get dirty cars. Dirty cars don't typically get ceramic coatings. Can make up to $2,500 a day on a ceramic coating job. Houses and neighborhoods with HOAs are your target. They have to keep it clean and will pay. Sometimes, not all the time. And if I don't offer package or an annual package, they won't bite on it. Offer those packages and annual. That's pretty awesome. I like the annual part because it is one of those things. And you can even add that into your package. Have package A, package B, package C, and package D is we'll come and do this thing for you every year. I was in a neighborhood today and was reminded of Jason saying this from a previous talks. Oddly, many of the super ugly houses won't get the services after many years. Nice car, nice house, because they're not cheap. You got fire coming out of you, man, 417. Another fire. Love when guys selling their equipment tell me they have a mobile home park on lock and they got all the work they can handle. Go get them, buddy. If your customer is transformation customer, better get YouTube going then. I close 100% because I'm the $99 guy. Just kidding. Hey guys. Same behavior for houses worth $900,000. Owners want to undercut price at every corner. That is kind of funny because, you get to a point that the rich people will be tight on you. There is a sweet spot. I've noticed that there is a sweet spot that the lower half you don't want, the upper half you don't want. You kind of want them people in the middle. Because sometimes, like you say, some of the rich people will sit there and bust you. Makes sense, kind of like the big lie. If it's dirty, it's really not dirty. Hot seat with the boiler, good investment. Not unless you're doing a lot of commercial work, gum removal, that kind of stuff. If you're just getting started out and you're doing house washing, concrete cleaning, deck cleaning, you don't need it. The plant healthcare guys use a 14-gallon, 5,000 psi or 500 psi pump. Is that too much flow or pressure for a soft wash? I don't see any of the equipment sites selling a pump with that much flow. The problem with that much flow is that's a lot of flow, and you kill a lot of stuff if you're not careful. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Very true. Best bang for your buck on a machine is an 8-gallon 2500 with the Honda GX90. It's a house washing beast. We keep that machine in our van and the big machine on the trucks. It is a good machine. Jason Hefner, who he's been posting, I did a video on mine of his last year, and he did have to change the belts out, but other than that, he's had no issues out of it. And it is a good machine. It is a house washing machine. Pressure washing products have a 5.5. We talk about your math another time. Well, I am not saying my math is always good. My detailed customers with a 1.3 trillion or $1 million house wants his house gutters and driveway pressure wash and soft wash. Not sure what to quote it. Got to go look at it and see, kind of figure out. I'm proud of my signs. I smile and wave at people putting them up. Hey, did you get your steaks, dude? Get your transmission put in yet? Shout out to the best power washers in that area. How to quote commercial business with a metal siding for pressure washing. I've done a residential, but this is the first pressure washing business or commercial. It depends on how big it is. If it's like really big, I try to charge by the hour. I try to figure out how many hours it's going to take me, and I charge $200 to $300 an hour is my goal. I would try to shoot for $300 an hour, and then I would add a few just so that way you are make sure you have enough. And that's only since October when Costco opened. I put my signs out during the day. I've had people pull up while I was doing it and got jobs. Yep. One of the keys is definitely putting the signs at places your customers are. Costco, Sam's Club, Whole Food, places like that. Well, what about Walmart? Walmart ain't your customers? No, they're probably not your customers. I love putting my signs out in bright pink neon shirts and waving at the traffic. Daytime rocks. Where are your trainings located? I will be having, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/dates, it will take you to there. I do have all of my dates up till March. I will be having one in April in the Cincinnati area. I haven't put it up yet because I haven't came down with the date all the way. It's probably going to be the last week of April. But I'm going to have some we have a landscape lighting and an advanced Christmas light class. It's actually I put it on the website. It's probably going to come out more tomorrow, but it is on my website tonight. So if you want to go check it out, it's at the very bottom of this page. Or you can see all the other dates that I'm going to have a pressure washing and a Christmas Light 101 class in Raleigh in March. I'm having a pressure washing class in February in Orlando with Bobby Walker. And that's going to be a great class. It's a 2-day class. He's going to teach about 4 to 5 hours on that second day about how to hire, how to scale a business, all of that kind of stuff. Matthew, yes, I actually put them at Dollar Generals in quite a few jobs from those. What happens if I use a 10-gallon on a water tap that normally produces 5 to 6 to damage it if you don't have a buffer tank, Will? Have a good evening, ladies and gents. Be careful. The key is finding the right customer. The only shop at select stores. Yep, you're right 100% about that. Anybody have success with dealing with real estate agents? You can do all right there. Whose sign was that? Which one? The little one? That's the fireman dude one. Ron, I have a good luck with commercial agents, but I found residential hit or miss for me. One $800 house wash, a lady sat in her car in the driveway the whole time watching me, even when I was out of sight. She sat there for 3 hours. I told her I couldn't have her out walking around. The magic is actually doing the things he was talking about. That is true. It's easy to say I'm going to do this or that. The hard part is taking action. Being disciplined enough to be uncomfortable. Those are powerful words right there, and very true. We can wish it all we want. We can want it all we want. It kind of comes back to our why. If we don't have a why, it's going to be hard to get out of that car to do it, or it's going to be hard to post 3 times a week. You know, we got to be able to get out and do it. I really want a new big kid 8-gallon, but I just can't justify it. So I will increase marketing to see if I can in the spring. Don't kill the plants. Detail guy on the 1 point. Yeah, that would be bad. Does your supply store have a showroom? I don't have a supply room. What does everyone do when you have apartments to do? Recessed patios on the 2nd level to make sure that you hit them good. Usually either a ladder or something along those lines. You'll get one, Jason. Land that industrial job, get a couple. Told my sister that she needed her house wash. She said that she had it done for $1,400 in August. Told her that I would be there in the spring to do it right for $2,000. Transmission fix and did get the stakes and put out 75 of the signs, holding on 25 for yard work. When are you opening a power wash store like Raymond Burke? I'm not opening a power wash store because that's a big headache, and I don't want that headache. How do you respond to customers who question you on using their water? That's just part of the system and how we do it. That ain't a question that get asked a lot. And that's a good question you can put up on your website, and that way it answers that question before they ever get to you. Who was the guy you mentioned that did the de-icing steamers again? Fred Zimmerman. Fred Zimmerman is who it is. He's on Facebook quite a bit. Gear drive or belt drive? I like the belt drive. I also do like the gear drive. There's a little bit less problematic. I've probably seen one of your signs at the Dollar General on H, the north side. Have you tried billboard marketing? I've known people not have much luck with it. What chemical is best for porches? Wood, for example. If you're talking about the real fancy wood up in the top, stay the hell away from it. If you're talking about the wood on the porch, I just use the house wash mix. Would you consider condo association as commercial clients and charge per hour? It's like, yes, I would. That's how we did them all. And I did a lot of those. It's good to get into the apartment associations. You can make a lot of money out of the apartment associations. No pressure. Haha, yep. I have a few up there taken down. Well, if you want to go check out pressurewashhelp.com/dates, you can definitely check that out. If you want to get 30 days free in the Pressure Wash Help, you can go do that at pressurewashhelp.com/free, and that way you can get 30 days. Marketing Mondays is a great thing. That will be tomorrow, or Monday night is my Marketing Monday. This Sunday night, we will be doing a live Zoom for just the general questions. If you have any general questions, that will be this Sunday night at 7. Marketing Mondays is at 9. Can I soft wash with a pressure washer? Absolutely, yes. You're going to do it through a downstream injector or through an X-Jet. And that is where you are going to do that through. I've got several videos on that. What's the most profitable jobs? Your most profitable jobs are probably going to be like roof cleaning or paver sealing. But roof cleaning is probably your most profitable jobs. Why do I not get these live notifications? I don't know. Maybe make sure that your little bell is ring for notification when I post. Would you recommend joining your city local? Yeah, absolutely. I would say the 100% that for that, yes. Daniel, house washing is most profitable. I would have to disagree on that because roof cleaning, we can get $900,000 and be there hour or two and be gone. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, guys. Get those signs out and go door. It pays. Yes, it does. Hope you all have a great night, and I will see you all on Sunday.